Hey, a question came up about how you could have a P5 play game or a P5 sketch even that has multiple stages to it. So I wanted to show you how you could do that really quick. Let's create a new P5 play project. I'll call it stages and I'll just put it in my Git folder. Let me make this a little bit bigger and just look at what this is already. So here's the default game, and if I click on P5 Play, it actually shows me a little preview window, and there it is. That's the whole game. So maybe I want to make it a little more game-like, and I actually want to keep track of a score or a number of clicks or tries. Let's say tries equals 0. And every time someone clicks the mouse, tries goes up by 1. And then maybe we also show the number of tries like somewhere on the screen. So there we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. A little small, so I will change the text size for all text in this thing. There we go. So maybe what I want though is for this to be a game that ends once you click 10 times. So there would be this as one stage of the game, and then there would be another stage of the game that's kind of like the end screen, and then maybe there's also an intro screen. So let's figure out how to do that. I think we can call them stages or whatever you want, but I'll call it stage, and I'll start at 0. So there's a stage 0, a stage 1, and a stage 2. So best way to do this, I think, is to use a switch statement. So we're going to switch on the stage and say if the stage is equal to 0, then show the title screen and break. That's so it doesn't run on to the next one. And then if it's a 1, then we want to play the game and break. And if it's a 2, then we want to show the end screen and break. So that's it. This is the game right here. So I can take this code and just paste it right into that section of the switch. And if I hit save, well, I don't know what's going on. We've got a black background and the ball is there. So first it would be useful to know, are we even in, which stage are we in? So, console log is good for that. So we could just do, and actually P5play has a shortcut. You can just do log and say we're in stage. So if I hit save, that's fine. I think if you hit debug here, yeah, it's showing us we're in stage 0. So this is just the browser console. So that seems to be working, I guess. And the reason why it's all black and nothing else is because we don't actually do anything in this one. So let's at least add a background. We'll make it white. Oops. And there we go. Now we know we're in stage 0. How do I get to, well, before I even talk about how do I get to stage 1, let's, whoops. What am I doing here? Let's add some text that just says, this is the game. And we'll put it somewhere on the screen. That's working. And then the ball is still there, though. And that's because when you make a sprite, you don't actually ever draw it anywhere. You don't see anything in the draw function that is actually drawing the sprite. It just shows up. So if you want to hide it, you can do the name of the sprite, that's the object, and then there's a property called visible and set it to false. So now it's just not showing up. Perfect. So what else? I think if I want to go to the next stage, maybe I just click on the screen and that would go to the next stage. So I could use the same if mouse presses kind of thing that's happening in the game. This is just how we do it in p5play. If mouse dot presses, then stage is equal to 1. So I saved, and now if I click, it goes to the game. Of course, there's no ball because I hit it and I never had it show up again. So maybe in addition to switching to stage 1, I should also turn the ball back on. So when I click, there we are. I'm in the game. And then the last thing is, like how do I get out of the game? I want to get, when I get to 10, I want it to go to an end screen. So I could do the same thing here, basically say at the very end of case 1, which is playing the game, I'm just going to check to see if the number of tries is I don't know, greater than or equal to 10, then we switch to stage 2. So I'm in the game. I click, 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 click. Oh, whoa. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. I think, well, I never actually do anything in this stage, so let's actually make it do something. So I'll make a silver background, and I'll add some text that says the end. Okay, this is the game. Click, 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 click. And now the end. Now, the ball is still there, so I could do the same thing. When I switch to stage 2, I should hide the ball again. You know, this is very specific to my example, but you get the idea. Like, you can, as you're switching from one stage to the next, you can kind of make other things happen just in that same if statement. So that works. I guess maybe one other thing I'll show you is just like if you, instead of a mouse press, you could have any kind of criteria. We saw one where it's based on the number of tries. Could also be, maybe we could use the millis function, which gives us the well, you can look, millis, returns the number of milliseconds, thousandths of a second, since starting the program. So we could say if millis is greater than 3,000, then it should switch. So after 3 seconds, it just switches out of that title screen. So that's useful to know. I think that's it. This gives you an idea of how you could break any sketch, doesn't have to be with p5play, into separate stages or levels. You could make an entire non-linear kind of path, right? Instead of going 0, 1, 2, maybe it goes 0, 1, 7, 5, 6, and then back to 7. Maybe it's a way to kind of make some strange weaving interactive narrative. Who knows? But really just a basic idea about how you could keep track of which part of the program you're in and switch to other parts of the program just by using this big switch statement. Okay, hope that helps.